Hello everyone, welcome to our next video. So in this we are going to talk about what after MBBS. Just remember that we are not just going to talk about the conventional pathways that one chooses, but also the new pathways that have come and what options you really have after MBBS. We all know that the number of seats of MBBS has increased dramatically, due to which there is a big pool of MBBS graduates who are still trying to crack PG or who are still trying to figure out their path as to how they can proceed ahead. So this video is all about what we can do or what are the options and choices that we have after MBBS and how we can proceed towards pursuing a path. So let's start. To start with, if you look at this, the first thing that we have, let's discuss it, that is the choices after MBBS. First are the PG courses. So we know that after MBBS, the classical pathway is going for an MD, MS, DNB 6-year courses or the normal DNB. So you can pursue that through the NEET PG that we already know about. So be it NEET PG, or you can also opt for going for the USMLE, or you can go for the Australian medical examination, or even EMRI. EMRI is basically the UAE residency pathway, where if you want to pursue your PG in UAE, then EMRI is the exam and EMRI is the pathway you have to choose for. Then you can also go for PLAB. Another one that has been taking a momentum today in India is the NZ REX pathway. That is for the New Zealand residency or the New Zealand practicing in New Zealand pathway. In the NZR and NZREX, the main thing that you need to know is that they prefer Western qualification. If you are an MBBS graduate, you cannot directly apply for NZREX if you have not cleared any abroad exam. Be it like, for example, if you have cleared PLAB 1 and 2, if you have cleared AMC 1, or if you have cleared USMLE Part 1, then you become eligible to apply for the NZREX. Each of these exams are either one step, two step, three step, and it consumes a particular amount of time. Okay, so sometimes it may take about a year, sometimes it may take 1.5 to 2 years towards its preparation. Remember, it's a very slow process, but at the same time, you're sure that if you clear it and once you get it done, you will reach a good position where your career is secure. Do you get it? So that is about these PG courses. But remember one thing, today career is not secured even if you have attained the highest level, because there is always something that you need to go beyond. Okay. Now you know very well about the current happenings in UK or current happenings in Australia and Canada, where there's a lot of racism, immigration policy change, and there are a lot of things that are happening. So keeping all these things in mind, you need to make a career choice. So I'm just listing all the options which will help you decide on what path you can choose. Okay. So these are the conventional PG courses that we already know about. And also, this is about practicing abroad, even with an MBBS. So if you have an AMC, or if you have cleared part 1 and part 2, and then you practice in Australia, so that is also a good career option, and also for PLAB. But of course, considering the current situation and the geopolitical situation, the chances of securing a good seat or securing a good position in the NHS or in the Australian health services, it is a little difficult for an Indian graduate. Okay. Now moving ahead, the next option that we have is the Royal College exams. We already know that the Royal College exams are not just related to either MRCP or one particular field. We have different fields. The first one is MRCGP. That is Member of Royal College of General Practitioners, which helps you practice as a GP, and getting this MRCGP helps you, gain an edge over the others, and it may also give you a higher scope, better salary, better job opportunities. So that is also important. Then you have something called MRCOG, where obstetric and gynecology is your forte. Okay. Then you have MRCP, where you become member of Royal College of Physicians if you want to pursue internal medicine as your career. Then you have member of Royal College of Emergency Medicine, that is MRCEM. Then you have member of Royal College of Surgeons, that is for a general surgeon. Even for orthopedic, you have to give MRCS ortho, or for let's say ophthalm, you have to give MRCS ophthalm. So for each surgical field, the MRCS is different, but the final degree is MRCS. Then you have MRCPCH. that is member of Royal College of Pediatrics and Child Health. So this again makes you specialized in pediatrics. So the main thing that you need to know that once you clear your MBBS Royal College exams, you can directly appear definitely after your internship. But this also requires a certain level of clinical exposure, a certain level of theoretical knowledge, and it may take 1.5 years to clear the two-step exam or the three-step exam, depending on the MRC exam that you choose. Okay. Remember, once you clear the MRC exams, your license is equivalent to a postgraduate. Okay. So like for example, in India, if you want to practice as an MD internal medicine, then with an MRCP after MBBS, you are equivalent to an MD, but it's important that you gain that clinical exposure through your practice so that you can excel in your career as well. Finally, it is not about an exam. Okay, it's about pursuing a career that will gain you the necessary skill and make you successful in your career. Please don't focus on one particular exam and think that everything is over after that. Never it is over. For a medical graduate, an exam is never ending and it keeps on continuing. So even if you have attained your MRC exams, you have to upskill yourself, you have to skill yourself so that you can be successful as a professional. Okay. So that is about Royal College exam. The third thing you can do is pursuing emergency medicine or a critical care. Okay. How to pursue a career in emergency medicine, critical care. We already know that there are certain courses that have come, what is called as the MEM, that is Masters in Emergency Medicine, which is done by various hospitals like Max, Apollo, Yashoda, Aster. So these are all big corporate names who conduct these MEM courses. Okay, even Meenakshi Medical Mission Hospital. Okay, so like that, there are many hospitals who conduct these MEM courses. So you just have to find online and you can enroll for an MEM course after MBBS. Once you do the MEM course, which is about 2 to 3 years, during that time, you can prepare for the MRCEM exams and finally become an emergency medicine specialist. Being an emergency medicine specialist gains you the necessary skill because during that MEM, you would have practiced in an emergency medicine scenario where you would learn all the necessary procedures, how to manage an emergency or an acute case. And simultaneously, by clearing MRCM, you will get an edge over the others. And finally, you can get employed equivalent to an MD emergency medicine, DNB emergency medicine, and so on. Okay, so that is also a very good career path if you don't want to fall into the rat race of securing a NEET PG rank or a seat. Then you have another option if you like critical care. If you are interested in critical care, you can pursue IDCCM, which is basically Indian Diploma of Critical Care Medicine, which is actually a very prestigious diploma because you get exposure in the ICU. At the same time, you learn new things, you learn under the best specialist in the country, and at the same time you have the exam to clear after IDCCM, be both theoretical and clinical exams. Okay, now doing this IDCCM is usually a 1 year course after MD, but it may be a 2 year course after MBBS. But remember that a plain MBBS cannot directly enroll for IDCCM. After MBBS, you need to, let's say, work in a critical care environment for 6 months to 1 year, which makes you eligible to apply for IDCCM. Okay. Once you do your IDCCM and once you complete that, you can give the exam. That is the European Diploma of Intensive Care. The advantage of gaining this diploma is that you get an edge over the others. You can easily practice in corporate hospitals as a critical care specialist, and that will fetch you a good income, good salary, good and a secure environment. So as you see here, after MBBS, it's not just NEET PG or it's not just USMLE that you have. You have other options too where you can secure a good PG seat or you can secure a good pathway and at the same time set your career profession in track. Understood? So this is how you can pursue a career in emergency medicine and critical care. Remember, once you clear this MRCM and EDIC, you can apply abroad also. Okay, so that is something which you need to know. Critical care is definitely a very promising path. Just make sure that you attain the necessary skill and at the same time you are well versed with managing critical care cases. Because once you do critical care, your career can skyrocket depending upon how well you are in your skill. because finally what matters entirely is the skill. So that is about how you can pursue a career in emergency medicine. All right. Now moving ahead, we have non-medical choices. Now, this is something which we have heard many times, but we have not given it a thought because finally, once we did MBBS, we always thought that, we need to practice and that is what we always are concerned about. But I'll just give a rough idea about the non-medical choices that we have. The first one is public health. Public health is what we also called as MPH. Okay. Masters in Public Health. This you can pursue abroad. This used to be about 5 to 7 years back when foreign countries were actually trying to get in students for these courses so that they can spend money on learning these courses and it will be profitable to the country. Okay, but now this course has taken a little backseat, but at the same time, it is still not a bad option where you can venture into public health, learn about research, learn about epidemiology of a particular country, and then you can take part in NGOs, different organizations, and work for them. So public health is also a good option, provided you are well interested in community medicine, preventive and social medicine, and so on. So MPH is another career pathway. The second one is MBA or hospital management. Now, let me tell you, this is a very good pathway for two kinds of people. One, who plan to start their own hospital, or the ones who have good connections to join a corporate. Let me tell you, once you finish your MBA in hospital management, it does not mean that your career is set. You have lot of struggles ahead where finding a job is little difficult. If we are talking about India, then definitely it is difficult. You might have to start at a foundation level and then slowly build up by getting promotions and then moving ahead in life. Because that is how the management sector works, hospital management. But of course, if you plan to go abroad, even then you may not get a secure job, but you need recommendations, you need connections, you need contacts in corporate hospitals, where you can secure a job related to that. Remember, it is not a very good field in a way that you can get a very high salary and your life is secured in the first go. It's never like that. You have to start from basic and eventually build up your way upwards. Because once you learn hospital management, you have to work under someone or you have to work at a foundation level and then pursue your career forward. But of course, if you're planning to start your own hospital, then there's nothing better than that. Because the MBA that you gain or the hospital management skills that you gain, it will help you take your hospital forward. So this is another way. Third one, as we already know, is about civil services. Having an MBBS can help you clear the UPSC exam. I wouldn't say in an easier way. Definitely it is difficult, but you can pursue this path in a way that, it gives an edge over the other candidates who are giving UPSC. Okay. So medical background, going for civil services is also an option. But again, you need to struggle. You need to give your time for it fully into preparation. So that is one thing that you need to know. Then the fourth option that we have is joining a pharmaceutical company. Joining a pharmaceutical company is not just after MD pharmacology. Okay, you can do that after MBBS also, but you need to start at a basic level and then you need to get promotion, gain experience, and then move ahead in life. So you can participate in two ways. Number one, you can go for the research segment or you can go for the sales segment. Now, you might be thinking that after MBBS, if I have to become a salesman, what's the point? That is very true. So these are just options that I've given or that I've enlisted. It's not that you have to pursue for it, but these are options in which people have proved to be successful. All those doctors are not successful who have pursued NEET PG or who have done PG. They have are the people, the doctors who are successful are the ones who have pursued a non-conventional path. And that is only because they have strived hard to get to that and they have strived hard to build a career in that particular path. So that is something you need to remember. Now coming to the most interesting part, that is the upcoming career choices. Upcoming career choices that you have after MBBS. Okay. The first one is specialization in AI. Now we all know the way AI is taking over the market completely. If you are an MBBS graduate, you can choose an unconventional path, but it is a very promising path where you can pursue a specialization where you can pursue a specialization in AI. Okay. Now, how do we go about pursuing a specialization in AI? First is the famous Universal AI University, which is there in Maharashtra, which is a completely, secluded campus, well-designed campus for people to pursue a career in AI. There are bachelor's courses, there are master's courses, that they are even starting PhD courses. Okay. So Universal AI University, if you think of pursuing a career in AI, you can secure a degree or a diploma from this place. Then you have American Board of Artificial Intelligence in Medicine. ABAIM gives a lot of courses where you can specialize yourself in AI. And once you specialize yourself in AI, you have plenty of job opportunities today, which may be becoming like a chief AI officer or, an AI expert. You can join a hospital and guide them how to move towards AI. You can join a pharmaceutical company. You can join a tech company. There are many ways by which you have lot of options in AI. Today, the people who have learned AI over the last few years are the ones who are having a secure job, are the ones who are having a good salary, are the ones who are well settled. Okay. Of course, you need to be an expert in your field. So it's not like if you know the foundation course, you're done. It's not like that. You have to be expert in the field of AI. A person who is interested in medical plus AI plus tech are the ones who are successful in this field. Okay, so this is a very unusual career pathway, but of course, it's a very promising field. So once you do all these specialization in AI, you have job opportunities in UAE, United States, UK, and Australia. Because whatever the situation may be, if you have a skill that is an edge over the others, that is more promising than other candidates, you will be absorbed into the country. Just remember that thing. Okay, so this is one field that you have. Second, you already know, that is content creation and influencer. Everybody does not become a content creator, and everybody's content creation does not uh, take a skyrocketing life. Okay, so that you need to remember. Your content should be innovative. Your content should solve a problem. Your content should be something which is not there in the market today. Today, everybody is creating health awareness. Today, everybody is creating, advertising products and things like that. But your content should be unique. Your content should be portrayed in a well-designed, well-structured way. And then your content creation pathway can be a success. So it's important that you need to invest your time, energy, money to developing a career in these pathways. Okay. So content creation and influencer is another path that you can choose. Then third one is something which is coming to the market today, that is called as longevity medicine. Longevity medicine is basically a preventive medicine where people are taught about how they can prevent getting illnesses, how they can increase their lifespan, how to adopt a healthy lifestyle. So this is another field itself that people are pursuing for. Some people do it from the start after a bachelor's degree. Some people do it even after MBBS, because the MBBS background with a longevity medicine background can help you get an edge, and at the same time, it can help you upskill yourself to gaining a path in this field. Okay, so pursuing health and wellness and starting your own longevity clinic. So longevity clinics are the ones which are newly come into the market in cities like Bangalore, in cities like Cochin, where longevity medicine has actually become a field. There are people who go to these longevity clinics, they perform the necessary tests, they see where they're lacking behind, and they pursue different diet and lifestyle and yoga and other things by which they can improve their health pattern. So if you learn about longevity medicine and start your longevity clinic, that can develop a good career for you. Okay. So this is another pathway that is also an option after MBBS. And finally, one more most important one is having your own startup. If you know someone who is specialized in AI, if you know someone who is specialized in tech, and if you are an MBBS graduate, then definitely a combination of different fields can bring together a good startup. But the important thing in a startup is to solve a problem statement. You have to find a problem that is there, relevant today in the market. And once you get to know the problem, you have to figure out to finding a solution for it. And that solution is your startup. So you have to develop that startup. You have to give a trial for it. And moreover, you have to share the word Try to make sure everybody is using it, and then you will know whether your startup is successful or not. These are the most innovative ways that have come today after MBBS, and those are the ways by which there are many MBBS doctors who have become successful and proven a track record. But of course, everything requires dedication, hard work, and determination. So choose a path and stick to it and give your full focus, full determination to making that successful. Okay. So these are the few things that I wanted to share. Just remember that you always have to keep upskilling yourself. Upskill yourself, be innovative, because MBBS is not the end, and so is MD/MS not the end. Even the people who are MD and MS today are still thinking about all these pathways because they want to move ahead or they want to gain a track by which they are extremely successful. So it's all about where you start, it's all about where you draw your finish line. It's all about how well you are trying to pursue or how dedicated you are in your particular field. So just remember this. These are the options that you have after MBBS. And there are many more options that still need to be explored. So for now, these are the thoughts which I have put in for you and hope you will make a wise choice in your career. Thank you.